Imagine walking into a room only to find a chilling scene, a lifeless body on the floor. Welcome to the grandeur of a lavish mansion, a place of opulence and refinement where crystal chandeliers cast prismatic light across the ornate decor, where the air hums with the echo of clinking glasses and murmured conversations. A high-profile party was in full swing, an exclusive gathering where the who's who of society mingled, their laughter and chatter filling the air with a deceptive sense of joy. Yet beneath the veneer of splendor and merriment, an unsettling discovery was about to shatter the illusion of tranquility. Amidst the revelry, a lifeless body was found, sprawled on the polished marble floor, a grotesque contrast to the elegance around. The discovery sent shockwaves through the partygoers, their faces drained of color, their eyes wide with disbelief and fear. The victim, a person of substantial wealth and influence, lay motionless, their life snuffed out in the midst of a celebration. This was an individual who moved in powerful circles, a figure who commanded respect and unfortunately drew the ire of many. The victim was not just a person of affluence, but someone who was a force to be reckoned with. Someone who had garnered a long list of enemies over the years, each with a plausible motive for wishing them harm. The atmosphere in the mansion was suddenly electric with tension, the once merry chatter replaced by hushed whispers and fearful glances. The partygoers were left to grapple with the horrifying reality of the situation, their minds reeling from the shock of the gruesome discovery. The joyous celebration had turned into a macabre spectacle, the grand mansion now a crime scene. The question that hung heavily in the air was as chilling as the sight of the lifeless body itself. Who could have done such a thing, and why? The answer was hidden somewhere in the shadows of the mansion, waiting to be unraveled. The stage was set for a mystery that would grip everyone in its suspenseful hold. The authorities arrive, ready to unravel the mystery behind this shocking crime. Leading the charge are seasoned detectives, Inspector Sterling and Sergeant Hawthorne, both of whom have cracked some of the most perplexing cases in their time. Their reputations precede them, a duo known for their relentless pursuit of truth. As they delve into the heart of this mystery, they are confronted with a baffling reality. The victim, a man of notable stature, was seemingly loved by all. Known by the name of Arthur Kinsley, a renowned philanthropist, and a pillar of the community, his untimely demise sends shockwaves through the city. His benevolent nature and generous spirit made him a beloved figure, but as our investigators quickly learn, even saints have their demons. Upon examination of the crime scene, a curious fact arises. There appears to be no sign of forced entry, no struggle, no apparent motive. The lack of these key elements makes this case all the more puzzling. The mystery deepens as Sterling and Hawthorne begin to peel back the layers of Kinsley's life, revealing a complex web of relationships and secrets. Their initial findings suggest that Kinsley was not just a man of wealth and influence, but also a man embroiled in a myriad of controversies. His business dealings, while largely successful, were not without their fair share of disputes. And though he was a model citizen in the public eye, whispers of his private indiscretions begin to surface. The plot thickens as they uncover that beneath his noble facade, Kinsley was a man of many faces, a man who had his fair share of enemies. Each revelation brings them closer to an unsettling truth, that perhaps everyone around Kinsley had a reason to want him out of the picture. But if everyone had a motive, how can we pinpoint the culprit? In a room full of potential suspects, who stands out? In the chilling dance of suspicion, four main characters pirouette under the spotlight, each one a potential puppeteer of this macabre theater. Let's delve into their stories, shall we? First, we have the scorned business partner. A man once draped in the cloth of camaraderie, now seething with resentment. His partnership, once fruitful, had turned bitter, poisoned by a cocktail of greed and betrayal. Yet is his rage potent enough to trigger a deadly act of retribution. Next in line is a disgruntled ex-employee, dismissed without ceremony or compassion. He nursed his bruised ego in the dark corners of bitterness, watching as his former employer basked in the limelight. Would he go as far as to extinguish this light forever, to avenge his tarnished pride? Then there's the rejected lover, a woman scorned, her heart shattered into 1,000 shards of despair. Once a beacon of affection, she now harbors a tempest of unrequited love. But could her heartache have morphed into a vengeful fury, compelling enough to commit a heinous act? Finally, we introduce the mysterious stranger, an enigmatic figure, his presence like a dark cloud, his motives as unreadable as an encrypted cipher. His connection to the victim is but a wisp of smoke, yet his shadowy persona makes him a tantalizing candidate. Could his enigma be a veil for a nefarious purpose, each suspect a piece of a complex jigsaw puzzle, their motives as diverse as their personalities, yet they all share a common thread, a potential reason to wish harm upon the victim? But let's not jump to conclusions. The art of deduction isn't as straightforward as it might seem. At times, the most obvious suspect could be but a pawn in a grander scheme. Could one of them be the murderer, or is the culprit still lurking in the shadows? The plot thickens, and the mystery deepens as we inch closer to unmasking the true perpetrator. Could one of them be the murderer, or is the culprit still lurking in the shadows? Every mystery leaves behind a trail. It's time to follow ours. As we delve deeper into the enigma that has unfolded, we turn our attention to the clues left behind. These silent witnesses speak volumes if only we can decipher their language. First, we have a cryptic note, a scrawled message in an unknown hand that whispers of secrets and deception. The words are vague, yet laden with an ominous undertone. But who wrote it, and what message were they trying to convey? The note could serve as a confession, a warning, or perhaps a red herring designed to lead us astray. The implications are endless, and each one casts a new shadow of suspicion on our lineup of potential culprits. Next, there's a peculiar locket, an antique piece of jewelry that seems oddly out of place at the scene. It's intricate, ornate, and carries with it a sense of history. Could it be a family heirloom or a symbol of a secret relationship? Its presence at the crime scene suggests a personal connection, but to whom? The locket may hold the key to uncovering the identity of our perpetrator, or at the very least provide a new line of inquiry. Finally, we have a lone, strange footprint. It's an unusual size, neither common nor easy to ignore. This footprint could serve as the signature of our murderer, a unique mark left behind. But then again, it could be a simple mistake, a trace left by an innocent passerby. The footprint adds yet another layer of complexity to our already intricate puzzle. As we evaluate these clues, we must remember that each piece of evidence carries its own weight, its own potential implications. But how do they tie together? Are they pieces of the same puzzle, or mere distractions meant to mislead us? Are these clues leading us closer to the truth, or merely throwing us off track? The answer lies shrouded in mystery, waiting for the keen eye and sharp mind to unearth it. Just when the case seems to be reaching a dead end, an unexpected twist changes everything. Imagine, if you will, a dusty envelope found at the back of an old drawer, an envelope that had been forgotten or perhaps intentionally concealed. Inside, a series of letters that unveil a clandestine love affair between one of our prime suspects and the victim, a relationship that was kept under wraps, shrouded in secrecy. You see, dear listener, it is often the secrets that people keep which prove to be their undoing. This amorous connection between our suspect and the victim immediately alters the landscape of our investigation. It breathes new life into the case, muddying the waters of motive and opportunity. The suspect, once on the periphery, is now thrust into the very heart of our inquiry. But could this secret romance be the key to unlocking the mystery? Could this relationship, hidden away from the world, be the motive behind the murder? Or is it merely a red herring designed to lead us astray? Then we stumble upon another twist. A hidden debt surfaces, a debt so large it could crush mountains, owed by the victim to another of our suspects. This debt, heavy as a millstone around the neck, could be the catalyst that turned a peaceful individual into a murderer. It's yet another piece of the puzzle that we must fit into our increasingly complex picture of events. And just when you think it couldn't get any murkier, we uncover a dark past. A past that one of our suspects has tried to bury deep within the sands of time. A past filled with crime and deceit. Could this shadowy history be the final piece of our intricate puzzle? Now, with these three unexpected twists, the case is turned on its head. The dynamics of our investigation have shifted dramatically, and the once clear waters of truth have become a swirling maelstrom of uncertainty. So what does this new revelation mean for our suspects? The pieces of the puzzle are finally falling into place. As the fog of mystery begins to lift, the investigators find themselves on the verge of a startling revelation. The clues, once disparate and disjointed, now weave an intricate tapestry of events that none could have foreseen. The scent of suspicion, which once wafted ambiguously among the suspects, now converges sharply on one. The murderer, hidden in plain sight, was the least suspected of them all. The friendly neighbor with an air of innocence that belied the darkness within. A master of deception, he had skillfully concealed his true intent, leading others astray while he orchestrated his sinister plot. The motive? A twisted blend of envy and vengeance. The neighbor, it seemed, harbored an old grudge, a festering wound of resentment that drove him to commit the unthinkable. The victim, once a close friend, had unknowingly inflicted this wound years ago, a slight so deeply felt that it ignited a slow-burning fuse of retribution. The method was equally disturbing, a meticulously planned poisoning that left no trace, no immediate cause of death. The neighbor, well versed in chemistry, had used his knowledge to concoct a deadly potion, one that mimicked the symptoms of a natural ailment. It was a perfect crime, or so it seemed, until the keen-eyed investigators unraveled the truth. The evidence was damning. The neighbor's fingerprints on the poison vial, his knowledge of chemistry, the victim's diary hinting at their past feud. The clues, like breadcrumbs, led the investigators down a path they had not anticipated, right to the neighbor's doorstep. But even in the face of truth, can justice truly be served? The neighbor's arrest may mark the end of this chilling mystery, but it raises a more profound question. In a world where trust can be so easily shattered, where friendship can mask the ugliest of intentions, can we ever truly believe in justice? Can the scales ever be balanced? Or will the shadow of doubt always linger even when the truth is revealed? In the game of deceit and betrayal, the truth has finally emerged. The grand tapestry, woven with threads of lies and treachery, has been unraveled, and the face of the villain, once hidden in the shadows, is now illuminated by the harsh light of truth. The aftermath of this revelation is a spectacle to behold. The murderer, once an unsuspected character in our tale, is now the object of scorn and fear. The clinking of the handcuffs echo in the chilling silence as they are placed around the murderer's wrists. The atmosphere is thick with a cocktail of emotions, relief, horror, and a sense of justice fulfilled. The other characters in our tale, once suspects, are now mere bystanders to the unfolding drama. Their reactions are as diverse as the individuals themselves. Some express relief, their names finally cleared. Others shock as they grapple with the reality of their friend, their confidant being the one behind the heinous act, and a few, perhaps with a pang of guilt, wondering if they could have done something to prevent this tragic series of events. The victim, though gone, is not forgotten. Their legacy lives on, now tainted by the gruesome circumstances of their demise. Yet there is a sense of closure, a hope that they have found some semblance of peace in the great beyond. This tale forces us to reflect on the nature of crime and justice. Crime often born out of human frailties and hidden desires, and justice the relentless pursuit of truth in a world shrouded in deception. It's a reminder that though darkness may reign for a while, light always finds its way, piercing through the shadows, revealing the truth for all to see. As we close this chapter, we're left with a haunting reminder of the fragility of trust, the depths of deceit, and the enduring quest for justice. In the end, the truth always prevails, no matter how deeply it's buried. New videos every day. Please like and subscribe.